Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel BBC Rare Coins. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American history, the USA Wheat Penny. Let's start. Top 1. We're going deep into the fascinating world of American coin collecting, where history, rarity, and mystery all collide. This isn't just about pocket change, it's about discovering hidden gems, coins that have become legends among collectors. And in this video, we're highlighting two of the most talked about and intriguing pieces in U.S. coin history, the 1941 wheat penny and the rare script quarter dollar, the one that shocked collectors when it sold $4.73. Let's start with the 1941 wheat penny. To most people, it might seem like an ordinary old coin, copper-colored, worn from decades of use. But in the world of numismatics, even the most common coin can turn out to be incredibly valuable under the right conditions. Over 1.1 billion wheat pennies were struck in 1941 across three mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. So yes, technically, this coin is common. But not all 1941 wheat pennies are created equal. Certain errors, variations, and minting mistakes from that year have created some truly rare coins that collectors will pay a premium for. We're talking about double die errors, where the coin's design was struck more than once by the die, causing visible doubling in the date or lettering. These errors can be dramatic, clear doubling on words like liberty or in God we trust. Some 1941 pennies also feature repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, or were even struck on the wrong metal planchet. Like steel instead of copper point, one of the rarest versions is the 1941 wheat penny mistakenly struck on a leftover steel planchet from the 1943 war effort. These coins are not just hard to find, they're nearly impossible. Only a handful are believed to exist. If authenticated and graded in top condition, these error pennies can bring in thousands of dollars at auction. One such coin, struck off metal and verified by PCGS, sold for several thousand. And collectors are still hunting for more. Now let's move on to something truly next level: the script quarter dollar, a coin so rare and mysterious that it has stunned collectors and numismatists alike. This isn't your standard Washington quarter. It's a coin that features an unusual and highly distinctive script-style font in areas where you'd normally see block letters, particularly in the words liberty and quarter dollar. This rare variation isn't part of any regular mint release. It doesn't appear in mint records. And that's what makes it so intriguing. There are a lot of theories about how this coin came to be. Some experts believe it might have been a pattern coin, a prototype struck as a test design that was never approved for circulation. Others think it could have been a die engraving experiment or a limited experimental strike that somehow made its way out of the U.S. Mint under the radar. Whatever the truth is, the script quarter is one of those legendary pieces that most collectors only dream about. What really blew people away was when one of these script quarter dollars appeared at a private auction and fetched a mind-blowing $73,000. That's right, $73,000 for a single quarter. It's one of the highest prices ever paid for a modern quarter. The value came from its extreme rarity, the mystery behind its design, and the fact that only a handful, possibly fewer than 5, are known to exist. Coins like this are the holy grail for collectors. They're not just rare, they're nearly mythical. Imagine finding one of these in a family coin jar or tucked away in an old coin folder. It's the kind of discovery that can change your life overnight. So what's the takeaway here? Whether it's the 1941 wheat penny or the script quarter dollar, these coins are proof that history and value can be hiding in plain sight. What seems like an old coin might actually be a small piece of American history, and worth far more than you ever imagined if you're a collector, a history lover, or just someone who's curious about the hidden stories behind everyday objects. Make sure you take a closer look at your change. Check the dates. Look for errors. Pay attention to the details. Because sometimes, the smallest coin holds the biggest surprise. Top 2. We're taking a deep dive into two of the most fascinating and talked about coins in American history. The 1942 wheat penny, a seemingly ordinary copper coin with the potential to be worth thousands, and the mysterious and incredibly rare script quarter dollar, a coin so unique it once sold for a staggering $59,000. Let's start with the 1942 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks just like millions of other pennies that came out of the U.S. Mint during World War II. It's made of copper, features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the iconic wheat ears on the back. Over 950 million of these coins were struck in 1942 across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. So by the numbers, it seems like this penny would be anything but rare. But in the world of coin collecting, the devil is in the details. Not all 1942 wheat pennies are equal. A small handful of them contain minting errors, unusual metals, or even mysterious double strikes that transform them from a 1-cent piece into a collector's dream. Some 1942 pennies were mistakenly struck on silver planchets, blank coins intended for dimes or foreign currency. These off-metal strikes are exceptionally rare. There are also reports of 1942 pennies with double die obverse, where the image on the front of the coin is visibly doubled. This includes doubling on Lincoln's profile, the date, or inscriptions like "In God We Trust." Coins like these, especially in high-grade condition, have fetched tens of thousands of dollars at auctions. One extremely rare example of a 1942 wheat penny struck on a brass or bronze alloy planchet, likely due to leftover blanks from foreign coin contracts, was sold privately for over $30,000, proving that even during a year of massive production, a few extraordinary coins slipped through. But now let's talk about something even rarer, the coin that has left collectors stunned, the script. Quarter dollar, a coin so unique that when once surfaced, it sold $4.59,000. That what makes the script quarter so unusual is its distinct lettering. Instead of the standard block font you see on most U.S. quarters, this coin features a flowing script-style font for the words Liberty and quarter dollar. The design is elegant, almost calligraphic, and completely unlike anything seen in circulated coinage. Many believe this coin was part of an experimental run, possibly a prototype or test design from the U.S. Mint that was never officially released to the public. How it ended up in a collector's hands is still a mystery, but only a few known examples exist today. The first major sale of this type of quarter shook the collecting world. When the coin went to auction, bidders were shocked at its rarity, beauty, and the unanswered questions about its origin. After a fierce bidding war, the final price landed at $59,000, and even then, some collectors believe the coin was undervalued due to its potential historical significance. That it's not just the look of the coin that drives the price. It's the mystery. Was it an early attempt to redesign American currency? A forgotten mint test that never got the green light? Or maybe a design intended for a commemorative series that was scrapped before launch? We may never know. But what we do know is this. The script quarter is one of the rarest and most valuable quarters in existence, and it has become the crown jewel in a few lucky private collections. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Whether it's a 1942 wheat penny hiding a rare metal blend or a script quarter dollar unlike any other, these coins are more than just currency. They're pieces of history, wrapped in mystery, and sometimes worth a small fortune. But if you're a collector, a treasure hunter, or someone just getting into numismatics, this is your reminder. Always check your change. Look closely at those old coins passed down from your grandparents. Take a second look at that penny sitting at the bottom of a drawer, because sometimes the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight. Top 3. We're going deep into the hidden world of rare U.S. coins, stories of accidents, mysteries, and pieces of metal that turned into pieces of treasure. We're spotlighting 2 incredibly rare coins. The elusive 1954 wheat penny, a coin with a backstory that's anything but ordinary, and the almost mythical script quarter dollar, which stunned collectors when it sold for an unbelievable $61,000. Let's start with the 1954 wheat penny. On the surface, it looks like any other penny from the mid-20th century. Lincoln on the obverse, the classic wheat stalks on the reverse. Over 70 million were minted that year across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. So, how could a coin that common become incredibly valuable? The answer lies in minting mistakes, rare, barely documented errors that occurred during production. Most people don't know that 1954 was a transitional year for the U.S. Mint. Equipment upgrades, die reuses, and metal inconsistencies resulted in a handful of highly unusual coins slipping through the cracks. One of the rarest 1954 wheat pennies ever discovered was struck on a silver dime planchet. Imagine a penny with the design of Lincoln and the wheat reverse, but struck on the wrong metal, making it silver in color and slightly smaller than a normal cent. These off-metal errors are exceptionally rare, and collectors go wild for them. A verified example like this in near-mint condition can fetch upwards of $20,000 to $35,000 at auction, if not more, depending on grade and provenance. Then there are the double die obverse errors, where the date or text like "In God We Trust" appears twice, slightly offset. These doubling errors are striking to the eye and highly sought after in the coin collecting world. Only a few high-grade examples from 1954 exist with these traits, and when one appears on the market, competition is fierce. Auction prices have reached tens of thousands, especially for red, uncirculated specimens. Now let's shift gears to a coin that seems like it came out of a dream, the script quarter dollar. This coin is unlike anything you've seen in regular U.S. circulation. While most Washington quarters use bold, block lettering for Liberty and quarter dollar, this ultra-rare version features a flowing, elegant script-style font, graceful curves, handwritten like strokes, and an overall design aesthetic that feels more like an engraved piece of jewelry than government currency. The script quarter isn't listed in any official mint catalog. It wasn't part of a commemorative series. It wasn't a circulated release, which makes it even more legendary. Experts believe it may have been a pattern coin, a prototype created as part of a secret or short-lived design test that was never approved for mass production. Somehow, a few examples made it out of the mint, either unintentionally or through a private channel. Whatever the origin, it is certain that only a handful are known to exist, and possibly fewer than 5 in total. One of these script quarters appeared at a private collector's auction, and the buzz it generated was massive. After a bidding war that drew collectors from across the country, the final hammer price hit $61,000. That's $61,000 for a 25-cent coin. But when you factor in its design rarity, mysterious background, and the fact that it could be one of a kind, the price actually starts to make sense to the right collector, and that's what's so thrilling about coin collecting. It's not just about age or condition. It's about the story behind the coin, the production quirks, the errors that weren't supposed to happen, the designs that were never meant to be seen by the public. These are what turn regular change into life-changing discoveries. So, if you have a jar of old coins, a family coin album, or even just a few wheat pennies lying around, take a closer look. That 1954 penny could have a minting flaw. That quarter could have something unusual about its font. You never know when you're holding a small fortune. Top 4. If you're into coin collecting, U.S. history, or just enjoy hearing about hidden treasures, you're in the right place. Today we're diving into 2 legendary coins that have stunned collectors and shocked auction houses. The 1956 wheat penny, one of the most valuable and underrated coins in American coinage history, and the elusive script quarter dollar, a coin so rare and mysterious it once sold for a staggering $55,000. But let's begin with the 1956 wheat penny. At a first glance, it seems like just another Lincoln cent. By this point, the wheat penny design had been in circulation for nearly 50 years, and more than 1.5 billion pennies were minted that year across Philadelphia and Denver. You'd expect this coin to be common, and for most, it is. But what sets certain 1956 wheat pennies apart from the rest are rare mint errors, experimental planchets, and double die strikes that occurred during a critical transitional time at the U.S. Mint. One of the most talked about varieties is the 1956 double die obverse. In these rare specimens, the date, the word Liberty, and even the motto "I in God We Trust" appear to have a ghost-like doubling, a result of the coin being struck twice slightly out of alignment. These errors are dramatic, highly visible to the naked eye, and extremely rare. When found in mint state red condition, untouched, uncirculated, and gleaming with original luster, these double-die 1956 pennies have fetched upwards of $15,000 to $25,000 at major auctions. Another anomaly involves a handful of 1956 wheat pennies that were accidentally struck on foreign coin planchets, thin metal blanks intended for coins of other nations. These off-metal strikes often weigh less than standard cents and may sound different when dropped on a hard surface. One confirmed 1956 penny was struck on a planchet intended for a 10-cent coin, resulting in a smaller, silver-colored penny that appeared completely out of place. Because of its rarity and historical oddity, that coin was appraised and sold for over $30,000. And then there's condition. the holy grail for collectors. A flawless, red luster 1956 D wheat penny, certified MS 67 or higher, is incredibly rare. The few that exist have been known to command prices over $10,000, simply due to how few have survived in perfect shape over nearly 70 years. While most 1956 wheat pennies might only be worth a few cents, those rare error coins, off-metal strikes, and gem-grade examples prove that not all pennies are created equal. 1 cent could be worth a new car or more. Now, let's talk about something even more mysterious, the script quarter dollar. This coin is unlike anything found in your regular change. It's a Washington quarter in size and shape, but with one distinct and instantly recognizable difference: the lettering. Instead of the standard bold, block-style font used on modern quarters, the script quarter features a graceful, flowing script font for words like liberty and quarter dollar. The curves are elegant, almost handwritten, as if engraved by a master calligrapher. It doesn't appear in any official mint records. It was never released into circulation. And yet, a few examples exist, and they've driven collectors absolutely wild. The leading theory is that the script quarter was part of a private experimental run, a possible prototype created to explore alternative designs, or even a commemorative coin that was never approved for full release. Others believe it was a mint engraving test, where new dies were being experimented with behind closed doors. Whatever the truth is, the coin is undeniably real, undeniably rare, and undeniably beautiful. One such coin surfaced at a private estate sale and made headlines in the collecting community. After being authenticated and graded, it was put up for auction, and collectors lined up. The final bid? $55,000. And many believe that price will go even higher if another example ever appears. Because of its rarity, the script quarter isn't just valuable, it's almost mythical. Collectors dream of it. Most have never seen one in person. And if you somehow come across one, maybe tucked away in an old collection or inherited from a relative, you could be holding a small fortune in your hand. What both of these coins show us is simple: value isn't always obvious. It's hidden in tiny errors, rare materials, or forgotten experiments. And sometimes, what looks like just another penny or quarter is actually a six-figure relic from the past. Next time you're going through an old coin jar, or you come across a dusty album of coins from your grandparents' attic, take a closer look. You might find a 1956 wheat penny with a double die error. You might find a quarter with lettering that doesn't quite match the rest. And if you do, don't spend it. You might just be holding history. Top 5. We're diving deep into the world of rare and valuable American coins, focusing on two of the most fascinating pieces in numismatic history: the 1958 wheat penny, one of the last of its kind and surprisingly valuable, and the ultra-rare script quarter dollar, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors and sold for an astonishing $52,000. Let's start with the 1958 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks like a typical penny. Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front, the iconic wheat stalks on the back. But 1958 holds a special place in U.S. coin history. It was the final year the wheat penny design was minted, making it the last chapter of a half-century-long legacy that began back in 1909. That although millions of 1958 pennies were produced, a handful have become highly prized due to their rarity and exceptional condition and some fascinating minting anomalies. One of the most valuable varieties is the 1958 double die obverse, a minting error where the design elements, like the date and inscriptions, appear doubled, creating a striking and unmistakable effect. Coins with this doubling, especially those graded in mint state and retaining their original red luster, can fetch upwards of $10,000 or more, depending on condition. There are also rare instances of 1958 pennies struck on wrong planchets, including foreign metal blanks or leftover planchets from earlier coin experiments. These off-metal errors are extremely rare and prized by collectors, sometimes bringing in prices in the tens of thousands. What really drives the value for collectors is condition. While circulated 1958 pennies are common and worth only face value or a few cents, an uncirculated, pristine 1958 wheat penny graded at MS 65 or higher can easily reach the $5,000 to $8,000 range, with top-tier specimens surpassing that. Now, turning to a coin shrouded in mystery, the script quarter dollar. Unlike the traditional Washington quarter, this coin features an elegant, flowing script font for the words Liberty and quarter dollar. Instead of block letters, the typography is graceful, almost calligraphic, giving the coin a completely different and rare look. What makes this coin so fascinating is its scarcity and the lack of official records. The script quarter is believed to be a pattern or experimental coin, possibly struck in very limited numbers as a design test or special project that never saw mass production. Only a handful of these quarters are known to exist, making it one of the rarest coins in American numismatics. Its allure isn't just in its beauty, but in the story or mystery behind it. How did it come to be? Who designed it? Why was it never released? When one of these rare script quarters surfaced in the collector market, it sparked intense interest. Bidders competed fiercely, and the coin eventually sold for an impressive $52,000, a testament to its rarity, historical intrigue, and desirability. Coins like this are reminders that numismatics is about more than just money. It's about history, art, and the unexpected stories tucked into the smallest objects. So, what does all this mean for you? Whether it's a 1958 wheat penny tucked away in an old coin album, or a quarter with unusual lettering, you never know when you might be holding something truly special. These coins show us that even the most common-looking currency can hold secrets worth a small fortune. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare American coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe for more fascinating stories, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And drop a comment below. Have you ever found an unusual coin or inherited a collection full of surprises? Share your stories with us. Until next time, keep looking closely, keep collecting, and as always, happy hunting.